Hi, my name is Deb Letter, also known as BMAX Grad. I'm 29, I live in Portland, and I am a DIY geek, a math educator geek, and a social engineering geek.
Why do you consider yourself a geek?
Well, I'm really into history and mathematics, cognition, group development, in the system science area, reconstructibility analysis, neural net, game theory, agent-based modeling, science fiction, craft.
Tell us about your schooling. So where did you go, your major, degree, all that?
My first degree is the University of Washington. I got a history major, a math minor, and a social studies minor, so I have 3 certs for teaching. My second degree was a master's in teaching from Seattle University. I had a 3.8 GPA. And my current degree is a system science PhD at Portland State that I'm working on now. And I'm working on computer modeling and also something called reconstructibility analysis, where we work out non-decomposable constraint in embedded systems. I also work on problem-solving language and small group behaviors.
What are you exceptional at?
I can fix almost anything or break almost anything. I write very well. Computer modeling, welding. I come up with proof of concepts like party in a box. It's a mobile sound system with 2 12-volt batteries and a car amp that we put on a bike trailer or on a car and take it out to have a party in the street.
What are your geeky hobbies?
Arts, craft, computer modeling, homemade appliances, math education, group behavior, latent semantic analysis, American film analysis.
And what's your occupation?
Well, I was a high school math teacher for many, many years. As you can see right here, we have a parabola in 3 dimensions. In order to find the landing point of the parabola, you need to run the quadratic formula on z of t, and then take that time and plug it into x and y to figure out where the object will land. The quadratic formula is, of course, negative b over 2a plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
And what would you estimate your IQ at?
It's about 138 with occasional flashes of brilliance. Sub-genius.
All right, tell us about your achievements and awards.
Well, I was on my way to getting a PhD, and I thought, how about I start a business? So 4.5 years ago, I started this building. It's a 30,000 square foot industrial arts building filled with crafters and tenants. And we pretty much weathered a recession and managed to keep the place full and occupied. And now I know more than I ever wanted to know about fire departments and construction and permits and the liquor license.
How would someone who knows you describe your best and worst qualities?
My best quality is that I like to learn pretty much anything, and I'm eager and hardworking and pretty reliable. My worst is probably that I am a loud person and that I'm not always nice.
When it comes to dating, are you in a relationship? Why or why not?
I am not in a relationship. That is because in all the years that I've been in Portland, I just haven't found anyone amazing enough or good enough to be in a relationship with.
Is there anyone you'd consider out of your league?
I am pretty much great. So if you want to get me a date with Kirsten Dunst or with Ali Sheeny or Natalie Portman, I am pretty much down. And I don't know if the girls can handle this.
What is your vice?
My vices. I like to play Go a lot. Go is an Asian board game. It's better than chess by far. I'm such a geek about it that I bought an antique Go board. I recently spent a bunch of time writing a net logo model for neural net cognition. As you can see, the neural net is sending a signal and receiving it back through multiplicities of pathways. I collect comic books. I read a lot of science fiction. I like to work on my art car. And I like to meet strangers.
What topic would you win in a debate?
I would win any topic about education, especially constructivist education, specifically high school and mathematics, the state of school reform, testing.
What do you do better than anyone else?
Okay, this is of critical use to you. And that is, I can learn and explain on the fly while I learn. It's a trick that comes from really having to figure out what you're doing in front of students. You need to keep their attention while you figure out how the math problem is going. You have to be able to learn and explain at the same time.
Do you have any talents?
I do have talents. I can do carpentry, metalwork, automotive work, auto electrical, house electrical. I can edit a web page in HTML. I can write in somewhat in Java. I can edit PHP. I can work in Drupal or WordPress.
Where do you get your news?
I read mostly Reddit, Google News, Al Jazeera, and BoingBoing.net. Also, I get a lot of articles off of Google Scholar for cognition.
All right, geek out. Impress us.
Okay, did you know that there is an embedded cyclical language in the problem solving of groups? Groups first identify, that's in the past. Then they say what they're going to do about it, that's in the future. Then they go to do something about it, that's now. And they look back and say, did we do the right thing? That's in the past again. So it's very interesting, recordable language structure. But, really to be the king of the nerds, you don't want somebody who just knows something. You want someone who can do things. So on Thursday, I did a radio show for 90s Seattle music. Then I wrote that computer program till about 2 in the morning. I woke up on Friday, I gapped the valves on my art car, and then hey Art. And then I gapped the valves on my art car, and then I drove to Seattle to do a letter writing art project with strangers. And really, what you want from a geek is not just somebody who can do all those things. You want somebody who can translate other geeks.
If we optimize the density of the fuel mixture relative to the compression factor of the air intake, we should be able to increase the yield by approximately 24%.
What she said was if you add more air, it will make a bigger boom. And now here's my last trick for you, a little bodily kinesthetic.